All right. Well, let's continue our fitness theme of the evening by bringing up my brother in body type, and also in genius. I'd argue, really. Like, we can talk about this. I think we're both equally genius. Let's bring up Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman.
Oh shit! Robert Kirkman, everybody. You pick a stool. You pick a mic.
Closer one, yeah.
Do whatever you want here, RK.
Well, I'm going home.
Oh well, that's. I mean, it's
Robert
not like we
Kirkman,
could stop
everybody.
you. We'd be sorry to see you go, but it's within your right. The world is your red carpet.
That would be awesome. That would be amazing.
Are you sick? Are you sick of being having guys like me just talk about you like a hunk of money? Like
No.
Like
Of course
that's
not.
that's okay, right? Like,
fantastic.
I know you're a human being. I'm proud to know a guy from the fucking 90s black and white comic book world that turned it into like something.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Eastman.
Yeah, fuck Kevin Eastman.
What's he done with his life?
You don't even hear about the Turtles anymore. It's not like they're like on television every week or something.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. But no. I mean, it's it's a little weird. It's not something I think about 24/7. So when people say it, I'm kind of like, oh yeah. But you're not the only one. It happens a lot.
Tell us something like in the last. Well, I don't know, something that sticks out in your head as a moment when you're like, Jesus Christ, that's really rich about yourself. That you were like, someone came up to you and said, "Can I have a car?" And you were like, "Yeah." And then as they drove away, you're like, "Whoa, that's not me." Can't believe I gave that guy a car.
I've never given anyone a car. Well, I mean, giving family members cars.
I'm trying to think of an example, like so I can
Not
pave
like a
the way
random
for you.
person.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's
Robert, have you ever given anybody a free iPad and not lorded it over them?
Yeah.
You have?
Me too.
That's actually very interesting to hear.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Like, that's a real shitty thing to do. Is that like?
Yeah.
Is that something you did, Dan?
Yeah,
No, Dan didn't actually give anyone an iPad. He just let them borrow it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he did make him feel bad about it.
Yeah, I heard this on the previous episode.
I buy every Apple TV movie. No, I don't rent it. I
do
just
that.
buy it.
Because I want to watch them on my other devices.
But
is that not normal?
That's a rich guy thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Every Apple TV movie, or just the ones you like?
There's a couple that I'll just rent if it's like a found footage Canadian horror movie. Like, okay, I'll rent this.
So maybe it's psychotic. I'll go ahead and admit that. But I will often, buy movies on iTunes. But at the same time, if I catch my wife buying something on iTunes, like a Real Housewives of wherever, and I know it's available on another app that we subscribe to for free, I'll be like, hey, come on, why are you doing that? What are you wasting that $3 for?
Yeah.
I won't yell at her or anything, but I will annoy her to a point where she gets mad at me.
You're not being miserly. That's a Redditor thing. That's your Aspie brain. Like, it's a logic addiction. You're like
you can't check Hulu? You can't check Hulu before you buy this thing on? Don't fall for the Apple trap.
Yeah. Our demographic has the highest ratio of I don't know how to phrase it. It's the highest ratio of disposable income to total unacceptance of like throwing money away. Like it's like I've never seen people that are probably pretty rich talk so meticulously about what they're getting for $3 here or $2 there. Like it's not even cheapness. It's like, because they'll give $50 to the Red Cross if they see a hurricane. Like, they're good people. They're not miserly, but they're addicted to logic. They don't want to be a sucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I did the math one time. I was like, well, if she bought 1 or 2 a week for an entire year, we're looking at like $100. All right, quit making your wife mad at you. But I still do it sometimes.
Anytime I do the math, I'm like, man, none of this matters. Anytime I do the math, it's like, this doesn't add up to, I shouldn't have even done the math.
Let me ask some
Math
Walking
helps.
Dead questions that I've been afraid to ask.
Oh, please.
What happens after they leave the prison? I've been afraid to ask that because it makes me seem like
the
a bad
answer to
friend.
almost every question that you could ask like that.
They find another.
Well, some of them die.
Some of them die, and then they find it. I see there's a guy with a bat that has barbed wire on the bat now. That he looks like he's going to be a problem.
You don't watch the show?
I haven't watched it since I left the prison. It's not because I don't.
No, it's fine.
That in fact was the high point. You can ask.
You know what? We don't need you.
I don't. I know you don't. And but ask Gimple, Scott Gimple. I went to dinner with him, and I was like, holy! It was right after the prison.
Do you know what happened when they left the prison? That's when Scott Gimple took over as showrunner. So your buddy, you haven't watched any of his episodes at all.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I guess maybe he accepted the praise and he shouldn't have. But I was like, man, you guys are nailing it. Yeah, and then I just I don't know. Maybe I haven't watched Atlanta.
Well, let me
yet.
do a run through. So they leave the prison, and then they go to this place called Terminus. And then I'm not going to recap all these seasons. I'm just kidding.
Now, Robert, no offense. I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I've never seen 1 second of Walking Dead. Even how many seasons has this been on for now?
We're just starting the back half of season 8.
Jesus Christ!
But also,
it's almost more Walking Dead than anyone can handle.
That's a strong 8 because there's also like 3 shows coming off of it. There's a Cooking
There's
Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead.
There's a Cooking Dead. Junior.
Yep.
For
Walking
that's
Dead
just kids who make food who are zombies. Chris Hardwick like sits in a bathtub and talks about Walking Dead in 2 different shows. And then there's an actual other Walking Dead show, Fear of the Walking Dead.
There's a scripting Dead where they just show pages from the script and they just slowly turn.
That could be huge.
How has Fear of the Walking Dead?
There's no of.
Right.
Oh, Fear
the Walking Dead.
Okay, that would be
Dan, even I know that.
Fear of the Walking Dead. That does sound automatically like a worse show because it's like it could just be people in a room scared,
I ain't going
scared
outside.
to check.
I'm not going outside.
Like an
I hear there's
expose.
zombies out there.
There might
I have
be.
fear of the Walking Dead. I'm staying indoors.
How has that been critically, creatively, financially? Run through the metrics.
Check. I don't know. It's all been fine.
It's still on. Everybody's happy with it.
Yeah. We just started our we're working on a 4th season. It'll start right after season 8. We got Andrew Chambliss and Ian Goldberg taking over as showrunners this season. We got this character Morgan from Walking Dead that's going to be jumping over to Fear the Walking Dead. So there's some crazy stuff going on.
Jump over.
Yeah. It's gonna be a cool new season.
I hope Morgan doesn't judge them for being such scaredy cats.
I think he will. Yeah, he's kind of a jerk, that Morgan. He's going to be like, guys, come outside. It's fine.
I've been up to my ears in these things, and you have a show about being scared of them? What is this? It's like when Jerry Orbach went over to the trial by jury Law and Order. It's like a kind of retirement. It's a golden parachute for this Morgan character.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's gonna go chill out and be scared of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, we gotta establish that we're moving him from Walking Dead show to Walking Dead show, so that when we put up a new show, it's like, okay, and now Morgan's going to this one too.
How many Walking Deads are there? Like, how many zombies? Like, how many of the Walking Dead, like population wise?
I don't keep those numbers.
I mean, just like ballpark it for me.
I don't know, like a billion.
A billion?
Who knows?
So like
he's gonna get in a lot of trouble just for riffing that number. It's gonna be like a 90
I'm gonna
page.
get somebody's like, wait a minute, hold on, a billion? It can't be a billion. You've clearly not shown this much. It's not gonna.
No,
the
it's
region
gonna,
wouldn't have that.
It's going to be worse. Any new season that comes out, they're going to be like, based on the billion zombies that we know are on this planet, this can't possibly be the amount of zombies that are in this Walmart or like whatever. They're going to be
Kirkman's billion
so mad.
zombie benchmark of 2018 on Harmontown.
Well, someone did the math. I can't remember exactly how it broke down, but it was like if 10% of the population remained human and they each killed like 5 zombies a week, and every other living person was turned into a zombie, they would kill all the zombies in like 11 months. It's like some kind of crazy.
Are Walking Dead fans? This is such a dumb question, but maybe it'll start a conversation.
Let's hope,
because it seems like it's got. I was like, are Walking Dead fans compared to other fandoms you've seen? Are they more or less obsessed with stuff like that, or are they more like chill? Like it's not about the science. Or are they just this
It's all
same?
different shades. I mean, there are I get those essays of,
Right.
you clearly meant this was going to happen.
That's why it was a
because
dumb
this
question,
character
'cause it's
said
like-
this, and
Yeah.
but I mean, there's chill fans and there's really crazy fans, which I think are awesome. I mean, anytime I get a goddamn like 30-page book report on like a 2-minute scene, I'm like, man. It's the best thing I've ever seen. I'll read them. I'll read the whole thing. I'm like, this is insane.
I won't read them, but I'm like, cha-ching. Sounds like I still got it. I'm still immersing them. It's like if you ran a casino when you see somebody on the sidewalk crying, you're like, fuck, I still got it.
So, Dan, you didn't read my 20-page essay on Community?
No. I was offended by the title. I thought it was, we all missed Donald. You don't have to fucking dig into the show when it's at its weak point. Are you okay? Shifting gears ever so slightly, though. You just also finished. You're just telling me right before we came on. 15 years of Invincible.
Yes.
Your other comic book.
Yeah. The last issue came out last week, I think. So,
Did he become invincible?
Yeah, he died. No, they lived happily ever after. It was pretty lame, but
because if he only lived for 15 years, that's not even invincible. That's like I can do that. I did it 3 times already.
Fair point. He did not die at the end of the book. Spoiler alert.
Is it easy or hard to end a 15-year-long comic book series?
It was pretty. I don't know. It was difficult in that. When I was writing the last issue, I kept coming up with more ideas for the next issue. I was like, stop, brain! This is not what we're doing.
Right,
What are you doing? And then it just made me sad because I've been living with these characters for.
You said you were writing a script
years.
every month for 15 years, including the 9 years that you didn't have to do it anymore, or anything. You could have run in the street naked and said, "I'm Robert Kirkman. Arrest me," and no one would be allowed to.
You mean because of the money?
Yeah.
I don't know. I try to ignore that kind of stuff. Also, if you sit down and do the math, it's like, all right, I'm going to be broke by like 62. I'm hoping to live longer than 62.
No, come on. You have Drew Carey money by now, as in like you have so much money. True or false?
That I can host Prices Right? Like,
if you put
is it all his money that he's giving away? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think Drew's being smart and going like he didn't want to become. I don't think he was like running.
I'm so rich. Sometimes I watch The Price is Right and I'm like, really? That's all? You guys are excited over that?
Yeah,
exactly. That's one
bag
thing.
Of rice-a-roni. Who cares what it costs? Stick it up your ass, you stupid housewife.
$2.25.
Why did he say that?
It's the price of rice-a-roni.
Oh! I thought you said it's $8.25. I was like, geez, when did you become a fucking runtime Nazi?
Wow!
I thought you were like, come on, keep the show moving. I'm like, we don't do anything.
I was
ever,
making my bid on rice-a-roni.
Okay, well, I'm projecting.
Yeah,
I'm ashamed of the show. I don't think it's a very.
Can we
good
get
show.
back to me?
Yes.
Thank you.
But 15 years every month, like and we can segue into bringing up an old friend of ours, for better or for worse. Like, I mean, I watched Schraub work that circuit. Like, I mean, it's pretty remarkable that you kept doing it, and truly, you didn't have to anymore. I mean, it's weird.
I mean, I don't want to get sentimental or anything, but it is the thing I love to do. I mean, it's the thing I wanted to do when I grew up, and I was fortunate enough to do it. I don't care about television.
Right. Well, I was just about to ask
I like that Walking Dead is a show. I enjoy working in it. It's a fun thing. Money's great. But my true passion is comic books, and so being able to do a story for 15 years was all I ever wanted as a kid. You read Peter David's Incredible Hulk run or Walt Simonson's run on Thor or any of these other books that most people who are listening to this probably have no idea what I'm talking about. It's something that, I always grew up going, oh my God, wouldn't it be nice to be able to do that? And so, to get to a point where I could do it and to stop, my inner child would have been angry.
Yeah, I guess I don't have that. I'm like, what's
no passion.
I mean, I always liked writing, but it's because it made me feel safe from a planet of fucking drooling idiots that would otherwise kill me. I was like, oh God, they seem to enjoy when I do this. Like the bloodlust in their eyes like simmers down for a second. I might make it to retirement, but now I'm like, how do I get out? Let me out.